Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my Commonwealth of Man playthrough. I'm going to have a little bit to get used to with this new machine. First off, I feel like a little bit of an idiot. For the longest time I was running in a weird resolution, trying to get it to match my TV's resolution, and I finally discovered the setting on my TV that you switch off to get a computer to display the full screen. It was oversizing the screen where it extended around the boundaries. I got that fixed, so I'm actually running in 1080p now, instead of slightly below it, trying to make the screen fit, which makes the recordings have a more standard format. It is going to take me a little bit to get used to the new notepad. I kind of miss a more minimalist look to the... And it looks as if I'm going to have to reorganize my outliner. Those settings did not apparently stay with transferring to the new computer. Please tell me my planet... Yeah, my planet list did copy over with the save file. Alright, we've still got just under 2 years before we integrate the archives. A little over 9 months to be done with our 2 current megastructures. Now, in about 1.5 years, I will need to renew the contract with the Kappa privateers, I believe. Yes. Now, the game loads so much faster on this machine, it has a much better hard drive.
As our empire grows, new colonies can be organized into sectors. Sectors can be managed from the planets and sectors screen to automatically build and upgrade districts and buildings using assigned pools of resources.
Why are the tutorials back on? Alright, options. Gameplay. Turn tutorials off.
Tutorial missions and tips are disabled.
Yeah, shut up. Be a patron of 3 maximum-sized mercenary enclaves. Oh, okay. For a minute there, I thought that was having to do with, subjects. I thought for some reason, being in the new machine, my achievements had reset or something. But no. Okay, yeah. So we now have upgraded 3 mercenary enclaves to full, and have maximally effective achievement. And I modified, I think it was about 15 Similans over to Sweetlands on, I believe it was Yerg-Woodhall. Let's see, Yerg-Woodhall is not far from where the fighting is. Yes, I had just gotten done converting all of the industry over to mining districts, and just shifted all of the the Similans over to Sweetlands. So yes, I now have 16 Sweetlands here. I still need a couple. Now that did slightly gut my refineries. As a matter of fact, let's close out 1 gas refiner, 1 translucer, and both of these metallurgist jobs, because I want my chemist. But I do have a handful of like Praku and other slaves that could fill the refinery jobs till I get back to making Similans there again. Fortress Legionnaires has been fully repaired. We are going to send them to Thespia. As soon as Kappa Devils and Kappa Privateers become fully repaired, they will follow... actually, Kappa Devils will remain here. As soon as Kappa Privateers are repaired, they will follow Fortress Legionnaires. And it's not until we get to here that we will have a planet to invade. Okay, I'd done a trade deal that it said that they were going to accept. trading for communications and giving him Zero and exotic gases in exchange for energy credits, motes, and dark matter. But it looks like they're refusing the trade. I was kind of hoping to get the energy credits, motes, and dark matter because those are things that I desperately need right now. But so be it. Begone, primitive, you have nothing we need. I did that because we actually had good relations. I mean, offer trade deal. They actually were interested in, like, Zero. Yeah, see? Look at that. Their willingness to trade is a base of 33% due to their personality. Okay, so it's not 100% acceptance for them. It's not like if I went to another contact. %. Yeah. So yes, I had completely missed that part of the UI. There is a chance that they will refuse. Well, so much for that. I was going to get the money to renew the Kappa privateers from the Hisman protectors, but if they don't want to be generous, they don't have to be. Alright, Kappa privateers have been repaired, so we will send them into Thespia as well. And the Kappa Devils will remain in trap.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
It was pretty quick, landing on Winter already. Which does remind me, I think I need to adjust its location in my planets. Winter is the 3rd orbit. Schlargos is a habitat, so Winter will be above Schlargos. I did already check, and even on this new machine, the cell-slave interface is extremely laggy. So that has nothing to do with my technical specifications. It has to do with an unoptimized search function for displaying that many slaves. Yeah, because as soon as well, first off, they still got this bug where I'm seeing the stats of the next slave down. But yeah, when I click on sell slaves, this game bogs down to a crawl while it tries to populate this list.
Station reports enemy contact.
What station would that be? Ah, you launched some transports. Fortress Legionnaires have engaged Thespia.
Construction complete.
Record profits from the Delta Corsairs. We got 5,000 energy credits. Looks like we're losing 50 energy credits a month. That's not good. We got the first debris in AZAC for nothing. As a matter of fact, I don't see any debris left in AZAC. Fortress Legionnaires lost some destroyers and corvettes, flipping Thespia Station. Kappa Privateers did not take damage, so we will leave Fortress Legionnaires here. While Kappa Privateers push onward. And we can now move our army up. Holy Sildoran League has begun a gateway in Trappist. Well, it's unfortunate. Or has finished a gateway in Trappist. I was kind of hoping that system would not have a gateway, but, well. It said construction was finished, but I did not get a pop-up as to which construction it was. Unless I accidentally right-clicked it without noticing it. Neither of these ships were in the middle of constructing anything. If I go to Megastructures, it wasn't the Strategic Coordination Center, and it's not the other one because this guy is working on it. So it would have had to have been an upgrade on one of my star bases. But normally I get a pop-up for that just didn't appear to pop up.
Fleet action underway.
The Bastion Devils have engaged a rapid pursuit fleet that popped up here in a jogging. Manticore Stormlords paid dividends. A huge chunk of research, in addition to energy credits and minerals. We're now back positive on energy credits. Strike Force Behemoth has gone missing in action.
Fleet action underway.
What the hell? Why has one of our fleets gone missing in action? An actual Strike Force Behemoth is right there, so that's a reinforcement for someone that just kind of vanished. And we did sell our Ignor Vol. That was on Pildara. Kappa privateers appear to be melting another transport fleet. And their Enclave just paid dividends. Small amount of research in addition to the energy credits. Bastion Devils, same exact dividends. I told you to pause. The Bastion Devils did lose a few ships, but they completely obliterated the Rapid Pursuit Flotilla. Decimated a transport fleet. Okay, I'm not seeing the icons. That must be a setting I need to check. Oh. It's here. I figured these settings would have saved with the game. The details map mode, it does not. So yeah, we do still have debris showing up here. And we just got more debris over here. And we have debris there. So yes, that was the details map mode that was not showing properly. I'm going to be banking my Unity to build this outpost. And I think I will bank enough before I obliterate all of the colonies here to just claim it. And in the future, I will try my best to remember that the claim is cheaper than building an outpost and also takes less time investment. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do away with this constructor. Actually, I'll hang on to it until I'm sure I'll have the influence first. I do have one conversion out there. Now, this fleet that was in transit, I found it. It was at the very bottom of the list here. It was 6 best. So that fleet actually came from Silage System. It was something that they were in the middle of creating, and when the system flipped, I got control of it, but they immediately went into missing in action. I went ahead and deleted them, so even though that icon will be there for like 2 years, that fleet no longer exists. I didn't spend any resources on it, they did. Now that I got
New species variant available.
my files a little bit more streamlined, my maintenance is going a lot faster, especially since I don't have a lot of planets with surplus to worry about. Tatiana Zivinkova gained a new skill. And somehow it got unpaused when I clicked OK. That's another setting I need to change. I just realized. Settings. Gameplay. There was something event auto unpause off. That's what the problem was before when I had told it to pause, but it didn't. So she gained Archaeo Studies, it appears. I shifted some Simolans, I think it was like a dozen, on Yerg Quirlid over to Ornithorhyncholan's. because I had shifted back to agriculture on that world. Kappa privateers suffered some frigates, corvettes, and destroyer losses. Completely obliterated one fleet. And at least it's not still showing the fleet from the Latrepians. We'll enter orbit to repair. Now let's check the garrison on the worlds here. 300. As long as they're not Spartans. 179. 179. So we'll start with the two 179s and then hit the 300. It'll take 21 days to get there. We've already gotten 6 points of occupation. Each world, I think, will add 10 or so. So we might only need the 3 worlds here and a few more systems to actually have it all under control. Manticore Stormlords appear to be repaired. We will still hold here just in case a fleet shows up. Now this one that's doing the debris, I think the system will be surveyed before they're done, so we will go ahead and scavenge the projects there as a follow-up order just in case. Yeah, it looks like my fleet in transit disappeared, but that could be because I right-clicked it. Tumbleweed habitat is now complete and ready for colonization. I do not have a colony ship queued up for this one. I forgot about it. So we will just colonize it from the menu here, and this, of course, will be Tumbleweed Station. So we'll have another mining station to come online in about a year. Actually, I think it'll be about a year and a half, because it's going to take about 8 months to build the ship. Yeah, a little over 8 months to build the ship. Go ahead and make it 9 months by the time we finish colonizing, and then 8 more months. So yeah, that's just about a year and a half is when it should be operational.
Battle debris secured.
We got 1,600 alloys out of that debris. That must have been the fleet. The first one was probably a transport or a constructor. And this second one's probably a transport or constructor. We have reduced crime on St. Hosek, and the criminal underworld has been reduced to nothingness. Now that does mean I can end anti-crime campaign, because the crime modifiers should update. Let's there we go. Let's go ahead and end the anti-crime campaign. Yes, we have it under control. We're about to get another Furbanite. And I'm really draining in
Ground
consumer
forces
goods.
are dropping on target.
Taking all of those humans who were doing medical worker jobs and shifting them over to like bureaucrats and things, or the ones that were currently placeholders in consumer goods, is really taking its toll. Plus, I did shift a couple of consumer worlds back to resource gathering. Hopefully this will go fairly smoothly. We have fully surveyed Azax, so now all of our other science vessels should be returning to assisting research. Yeah, there's only one that was still here. 52. Okay. It's not that much more expensive than... because it was 45 for a claim, but 52 for building an outpost. It just now will take a little extra time. Arbitraeus Station should now be fully up and running as an anchorage. And Fortress Legionnaires have finished their repairs, so they will push on to a feat. Another war declaration. Adnorm Imperium has declared war on the Vitorisian League. Oh, did their vassal just turn against them? They did! Oh. Yes. Because I thought of another idea against the Vitorisians. If they don't start upgrading this, I'm going to go ahead and conquer them. And then, since this system has a gateway, I'm going to give it to the Tendrazun. Because they only have one more upgrade after this one on this Dyson Sphere. Then they can start upgrading this one, because I know they have the technology and the means. So what about you guys? They're allied with the Gudgans and the Vitorisians. The Adnorm Imperium did have a Pledge of Secret Fealty with us. We actually could have gone to war with Vitorisians with the Pledge of Secret Fealty and ripped out 2 of their vassals. I don't think the Gudgans pledged to us, though. No. But yes, this is going to be interesting, because that was the big hurdle for me taking the Vitorisians on. I may declare war on the Vitorisians to total war them next. Because without having to deal with the Adnorm Imperium, that would go a lot smoother. Doesn't look like this is going to flip before July. I was kind of hoping that it would, but we'll worry about it after my next maintenance cycle.
Construction complete.
Your Onderine station has switched over to an alloy processing facility from, I believe it was agriculture. And your Woodall has built another orbital anchorage. And with our remaining available district, when I get most of my other jobs filled up, I'll worry about the generator district then. We're actually getting fairly decent in our energy credits again. Which does remind me, now that that fleet is out of combat, I had tried renewing the contract, but they were in combat, and this was grayed out and said I had nothing to offer. I could terminate the contract while they were fighting, but I couldn't extend it, which I thought was odd. So, 20,000, we'll go ahead and extend it, because this one, if we go down to our fleet, has less than a year to go. And now it has over 10. Now, the Fortress Legionnaires and Bastion Devils. Actually, no, the Kappa Devils before the Bastion. Yeah, but the Fortress Legionnaires will be the next one I'll have to renew when I get another chunk of, or influx of cash. I may still go ahead and save up for this claim. 14, by my next maintenance cycle, I will have 42 more, which would put me at 92, which should be enough. So if I don't spend any influence between now and then, I can go ahead and throw the claim on there. So let's go ahead and get rid of this constructor. The Ptah. Well, at least it wasn't the Ptak. I had an issue with the recording for the last 3 months of gameplay. I wasn't able to use it. However, not a significant amount happened. We captured a few more colonies here. Finished the first one and grabbed the second one. We are now invading the third one, and it should fall fairly quickly. And each of these is only given about 3%. I believe completely occupying a system gives a significant boost over partially occupying a system. And as you see on these planets, you do not even have the option to resettle. You can't steal their population or move your own over here. We also flipped Gertab. It was also about 3% occupation. And I'm pushing on to get the outpost over here before pulling back here for repairs. And after careful consideration, I changed my mind about banking influence for claim. I decided I want to conduct another experiment and see what happens to a mercenary company should a sector become abandoned and the outpost be removed. I finished the outpost here and have moved the Ikinga up over this way. And we have begun the colonization, building a colony ship for AZAC 3. I believe the random name was the last jungle name. It's going to be Shrub. I also located, while I was looking around through my empire here in Ditram, a ruined salvager starbase. So the salvagers are no longer around in this game. I don't recall when that happened, and since I have been playing this game a year, it's possible I commented on it already and forgot. But someone, most likely the Glossbrahenians, obliterated the salvagers. There's also a hard cap of 20 Titans, so I'm only going to get 4 more Titans. No matter what your naval capacity gets up to, 20 is the limit. So I retooled a few of my fleets because I did have a plan I wanted to play around with for Strike Force Kraken over here, of having 1 of each aura and 6 Titans in the fleet. So I canceled the Titans for Strike Force Basilisk and Strike Force Catoblepus. So that was 4 Titans I freed up. And then I removed the Titan from Hippogriff and Pegasus and shifted them over to be the Titans for Sphinx. So Pegasus is going to be retooled as having a couple more battleships, and Hippogriff likewise is getting a couple more battleships in replacement of the Titan. That makes Hippogriff a little bit more in line with Griffin, and Pegasus, the battleship. All of these ships were close range ships, so the Titan was a little out of place hanging further back. Sure, it gave a nice regen aura, but so be it. The final additions to the Strategic Coordination Center are several detached hostile force simulation bastions. These bastions contain much of the functionality of the Strategic Coordination Center on a smaller scale, but are completely independent of the main system. Within, elite commanders and their staff can become totally immersed in the culture and traditions of our enemies, and by studying their artwork can better understand and simulate their military thinking. Once fully immersed, they will fight virtual wars against the staff of the Strategic Coordination Center, allowing us to simulate conflicts with any possible enemy in excruciating detail, which can then be studied from the perspective of both sides and our strategies refined upon. This bit about studying their artwork is a nod to Grand Admiral Thrawn. So we have finished the Strategic Coordination Center. And I did finish the base for the shipyard and begin on the shipyard here in Hylos. And I am relocating that constructor over to Mira to build an art installation. Now, I checked, art installations cannot go around stars. I was kind of hoping to go around a star that didn't have a resource node, so I wasn't losing anything, but Mira seemed like a decent enough place. I could stick it over Mira 3, where otherwise I don't really get anything out of it other than the potential for a habitat. And I'm going to upgrade that one to full before I complete this mega art installation, because the requirement for the final stage is a large amount of minor artifacts, And there's actually an achievement for fully upgrading a mega art installation inside a nebula, which is why I chose Mira. So we're about 2 months away from making it to the Mira system. Let me go ahead and queue up the mega art installation. My minerals are starting to really climb, but I have a lot of unworked metallurgist and artisan jobs, and I really need to get those artisan jobs worked to get rid of this deficit. So that is one of the things I'm focusing on. As Unity is shifting away from factories and foundries, I am shifting the Similans over to other ecumenopoli that have open artisan jobs. Now, I'm still going to be taking a small hit because here on Unity it is 25 consumer goods for 10 minerals, whereas on one of my others, such as Dawnlight, it is currently 19.2 for 10 minerals. So I'm losing almost 6 consumer goods because of the ascension tier of the capital and the bonuses the capital provides over a regular Cumenopolis. Now we are no longer beneath our starbase capacity. That should help with our deficit of energy credits. And we are significantly closer to our naval capacity. Brienne and Stellar Nation broke their commercial pact with the Tenderzun. And the Kappa Privateers did significant damage to the fleets here, obliterated quite a few of the transports, and flipped this system. Now they have 700 garrison on one of these worlds, 500. They have a couple of small worlds at least. We are going to hold here for repairs. That looks like it was another 3% of occupation. We're getting significantly closer to ending this war. Now they were churning out assault troops here.
Engaging enemy station.
But they made the mistake of launching them into orbit shortly before I invaded, so they lost those assault troops to my stations. Sovereignty of Tuxcali broke off their commercial pact with the Tenderzun. And the Bastion Devils have engaged this outpost. This should not take long. We've connected to their capital, which I believe was there. And we took no damage whatsoever doing that. We should now be returning for repairs. That was only 1% occupation for that system.
Station reports enemy contact.
That would be more than likely it was here.
Station reports enemy contact.
It's hard to tell where these are popping up. I'm not really keeping track of where debris is. I'm not sure the last debris that was added would be at the bottom. It looks like it. So I think those last two were in Ejagan. Right here, they launched a couple more transports.
Sword 1 Actual reports all ground objectives secured.
Now we will move my fleet over this way. See, I believe this was the weakest one. 144, 128. Actually, it looks like that one is the weakest one. So we'll land here first, then on the other habitat, and then on Yerg, Nutheg, and over to Zun. Now that was a significant amount of occupation. That jumped us up about 17% because we now fully control this system. Once we fully control this one, that should be pretty much all we need to end the war. Fortress Legionnaires are fully repaired. I'm still going to hold here. They have almost 300k in fleets there. When I get the Kappa Privateers repaired, we should meet up with them and break their remaining fleets.
Science Division reports success.
Galactic markets. By engaging in free trade of goods and services, we allow for a more specialized economy, where an individual can excel in a narrow field and trade for their needs. Well, we can get started on unlocking the interstellar assembly. That should be the final megastructure that we do not currently have unlocked. That'll take less than 3 years.
Battle debris secured.
Got a little bit of food and exotic gases for that debris from the space amoeba over in the Regor system.
Station reports enemy contact.
They moved some destroyers in. That was a small fleet. Are the others en route? No. So they're going to lose those destroyers.
Construction complete.
We actually obliterated them and took nothing but shield damage. So they were completely destroyed. Jenna Station shifted over to a naval logistics office from food. I have such an abundance of food, I would rather have the extra naval capacity over a bonus to the food production. Euchromia did, Ferdera Station did likewise, because that was a food-enhancing building. St. Natchbel Station shifted away from food to orbital logistics so that I can enhance my industry, since I have more districts of that than food at the moment. The next upgrade will boost food. Bid Taraki also shifted over to naval logistics from a generator supporting building. Yeah, Flaxington Station completed its final anchorage. Now, we don't have high pops with 100 population, which is good. That means we can continue to grow here and kind of maintain the 100 pop. I'm not really going to push for 120 for another job. So this is about where they will stay. After I get all of my slaves filled out, I will be generating them for other worlds. We gained a favor with the Citizens Confederation of Gavazul, and the Charter of Workers' Rights has passed. Next one is going to be the Guardian Angels Act, which is another one I'm not really that interested in, but it's not that big of a detriment to me. The diplomatic weight from fleet power sucks, but I can deal with it. We sold a Farine slave. That one was located on Beauclair's Legacy.
Ground forces are dropping on target.
We've begun the invasion over here on the first habitat. Shouldn't take too awfully long. And my economy should recover a little bit more by about September or October, because the majority of my unemployed ruler class will demote, and losing the happiness for being unemployed will boost the stability on those worlds. We've established sleeper cells with the allied Multics. Gonna hop that guy over to the hierarchy of Moffith. To establish sleeper cells over there in October.
Station reports enemy contact.
I think I saw a quick pop-up here, so I'm pretty sure it was here. Well, I'm not seeing any new debris unless it was Ophel, where I got... No, Ophel is where I had that fight. So I'm not seeing any new debris, so whatever it was that popped up immediately disappeared. Okay, sweeping a habitat does leave a colonizable habitat. Oh, this is the station that reported enemy contact. They launched their troops shortly before I detonated the world. Oh, they're gone now. Kappa privateers are fully repaired. Let's go ahead and... Well, no, we can't push forward because of the FTL inhibitor. They do have fleets building up there, so we will remain here for now.
Construction complete.
We have founded Winter. Oh, joy, we have 3 unemployed merchants now. Well, we can hold on to these merchants for a bit because we will need, when we upgrade, 2 of them can shift over to be politicians, and the 3rd win the next promotion. Let's go ahead and disable most of these buildings because they do require strategic resources. I'll keep the Cyto Revitalization Center. I'll demolish the Academy. And I guess I will keep those 2 for now. I doubt I'm going to need 4 fortresses on this world. 2 at most, usually. Yeah, this is going to become an ecumenopolis eventually. So we'll go ahead and replace this one with a clone pad. And I need to transfer something over here to decline. I'll go for Dara. I do know I have plenty of Habenti. Bertios Station is now fully switched over to a shipyard. Which does remind me, since I got rid of the Titans in a few of my fleets, I can swap out the Titan assembly yards there. Let's see, one of them was in Zipper. We'll replace this with a mercenary garrison. One of them was in Safe. For now, we'll replace this with resource silos. We may eventually switch it over to, when we get a habitat here, to a deep space black site. And the last one was in Aten, I believe. And we will switch this Titan assembly yard over to a mercenary garrison.
Station reports enemy contact.
They moved in a fleet here. I'm glad I left the Kappa privateers here. Let's make sure they engage and then return to the star base.
Battle debris secured.
took over this system. We'll get the other habitat now. Oh, are we currently in... Oh, we didn't launch yet because of the fleets in the system. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be occupied, so we can go ahead and try that. And we got 726 alloys in the Sidu system, or Silage system. There's still a significant amount of debris here. Let's go ahead and cancel our current order since more debris has popped up here. Yeah, there we go. Now we have all of that debris queued up. Now that one planet only gave us about 1% more occupation. Bastion Devils are fully repaired. I don't believe they need to stay parked over there, so I will move them to meet up with Fortress Legionnaires. Sovereignty of Tuxcali broke the research agreement with the Tender Zun.
Science Division reports success.
And I forgot to sell minerals. Shield Harmonics 2 is now completed. We'll work on Applied Superconductivity 2 for more energy credits from jobs. We do have a field manipulation specialist aboard the Acuity. Pelops has been terraformed into a continental world. Kappa privateers took some heavy losses among their frigates, chasing out the Cuxi fleet, but we didn't apparently take any of their ships with us. We sold a Praku. Now, I believe that one was on Spring Rain. Yes, and I need to sell another one almost immediately there. And since we have about 36,000, I want to go ahead and renew the contract with the Fortress Legionnaires.
Ground forces are dropping on target.
We've begun the invasion here. It also should not take too awfully long. I eliminated the last Fex Klenga in my empire in Jenna. Now we'll be getting more when we get Bragafa. The Fex Klenga were the slave species of the Ganlariv.
Ships refitted.
The first Titan for Sphinx has been refitted. Now, Sphinx is still missing quite a few destroyers and battleships, but it's about to have both of its Titans. At Norum Imperium built a gateway in the Syracuse system.
Ground objective secured.
Hansel has been terraformed into a continental world. Go ahead and colonize this one. It's got a Batharian power plant, but meh. I'll use it for mining for now, but eventually this is going to become an ecumenopolis. It's like we didn't really get any occupation for that system. Go ahead and move to the next one. Tendrazun has laid claim to Azax. And the Adnorum Imperium has laid claim to Hajiriscan. Let's give it a day or two and see if occupation updates. No. So we're still around 31%.
Battle debris secured.
Got another 1,000 alloys in the silage system. 6 more debris there. And
All sword ground elements are dropping on target.
We're just about to detonate another habitat. Now this one will be a little tougher. I do have the forces, but this one's going to take a bit.
Station reports enemy contact.
They launched another transport ship just as I detonated that. They won't last long. And we're moving on to the final world. So in about 3 months, around September, we should see the outcome of this test. And then, of course, I'm going to have to send my fleet of science vessels over here to resurvey the system. Now that does mean I have another debris here. And we did get another % occupation. I'm not sure if it took the month to update or if that was from removing another one of their habitats over here, meaning there's less I need to occupy. Who died? Admiral Dudley Bassett has died at the age of 166. It says he was in Strike Force Dragon, but Strike Force Dragon has an admiral. It must have automatically assigned a leader here from my available leaders. I wasn't aware I had any available leaders. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more available.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
They moved another fleet in here. It's about half of, actually it's less than half of Fortress Legionnaire strength, so that was unwise of them. And that's pretty much going to be the final push of their forces, it appears. There's just small amounts to mop up. We sold an oxen litter. That one was on Hawksworth. I'll probably sell another one from Hawksworth during my maintenance.
Construction complete.
At Norum Imperium built a gateway in the Nugan system. Tartesso Station has finished a habitation module. I can go ahead and queue up another one. Fortress Legionnaires lost a few corvettes and frigates and chased out another fleet, but it looks like we didn't take any ships with us. Unfortunate. So they're going to end up fleeing and reappearing somewhere else within a month.
Construction complete.
At Norum Imperium, completed another gateway. Safe Starbase has switched over to a mercenary garrison. And the Norum Imperium completed yet another gateway, so they got 2 gateways just then.
Construction complete.
Asher Station has finished its orbital anchorage. And the two Titans for Kraken, the first two Titans for Kraken, have been refitted from another fleet. Strike Force Kraken doesn't have a commander. I wonder if that's where they yanked that commander from for Dragon. Yeah, let's make them aggressive. We'll get Marilyn Stewart. We sold an Ichner Vol. That one was on Pildara. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and queue up another one there on Pildara. The lag on this has improved a little bit. It scrolls a little faster. I think as I eliminate more different variety of species, it will become a little bit easier to navigate.
Battle debris secured.
We got nothing for that debris and sillage. Still 6 more.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
Kappa Devils paid dividends, small amount of research along with the energy credits. We're up to another 30,000. Let me check my fleets. I think the Kappa Devils were the next one I needed to renew. Yeah, it's only 12,000 to extend. We'll go ahead and extend that one. Appears Manticore Stormlords will be our next one. Fortress Legionnaires are fully repaired again. There's a fleet at 119% hull. How? There, it's corrected. Seon has been terraformed into a continental world. We can begin the colonization of it. Now that one we began colonizing, I believe, was Azak, Shrub. And that should be right after Grasping Branch. Soran declared us a rival.
Construction complete.
We have eliminated the Verzak. Now I need to order my fleet of science ships to survey this system. And it appears nothing has really happened to the mercenary company. We will find out in probably another month when that clicks over. Iphilon has completed its replacement for its Titan assembly yard. The Nauvalis orbital ring has done another habitation module. And Tumbleweed Station has been established on Deneb. There are no unemployed worker pops on this planet. What is that? Looks like an unemployed worker pop to me. Hierarchy of Moffith ended their rivalry with us. During my maintenance cycle, I noticed the Delta Corsair fleet was available for rent, so I went ahead and snagged them. That gives me yet another mercenary company. And denies my opponents yet another.
Special project complete.
What special project? I have no idea what special project is complete. That had to have been... No, it wasn't a debris. Because I've only got one ship doing debris. So I have no idea what just completed. Unless it was an espionage action. Fortress Legionnaires played a chunk of energy and research. And we have integrated the archives into our empire. That gives us a handful of ships to refit. Destroyers and corvettes. A couple of battleships. I can split these up and send them as reinforcements for other fleets. We ended up with some transport fleets. I'm just going to go ahead and disband these. Because every time I try and refit transports, they just go away. And we do not need this constructor. Now, is Jalora going to be a sector unto itself, or is it going to join one of my existing sectors? We will find out. Go ahead and start retrofitting this as a shipyard. This is going to be the home of Strike Force Centaur, who I believe is currently right over here. Picked up a few science vessels that I'm going to disband. Looks like just the one. Now, as far as breaking these fleets up, Hippogriff needs 2 battleships. No, not disband. Fleet manager. Change these into Hippogriff roosts. And send them to Ramston, where Hippogriff is. I'm eventually going to relocate Hippogriff away from here. Yeah, Hippogriff, I believe, is going to be centered around Cape Duran when I get it. So this base here will become the base for both of these mercenary companies. Since it is just one sector away and already has a gateway, I can switch this to an anchorage then and just have both mercenary companies merge there. Now we also have 6 cruisers, 8 destroyers, 59 corvettes, and 15 frigates. Basilisk needs 4 destroyers. Sphinx needs more destroyers. We're building 3, but we're going to need 16. So we'll probably break off the destroyers for Sphinx. Catoblepis needs 7 frigates. Vukovac needs cruisers. We can refit for Vukovac the cruisers. Kraken needs frigates. So there's where the frigates will go, and it doesn't look like I have a place for the corvettes just yet. So let's go ahead and merge these 2. And then transfer out the frigates for Kraken. There are very few of my fleets that still use corvettes. It's going to be either Wormlings, Gorgon's Claws, or Serpentine Locks. Well, 49 of them are already Gorgon's Claws. Let's just transfer them all to be Gorgon's Claws. Those are probably the ones I will end up losing the most of anyway. and we will just have them upgrade here.
Construction complete.
Rodoman Station has completed its orbital anchorage. We're going to need to rename these habitats and worlds. I actually do not have a Theia yet. We'll go ahead and get started on clone vats for these worlds for replacing existing buildings. And I will keep this one as the archives. Would make an amazing generator world. Now, I do have a few worlds that have unemployed ruler class that have not demoted. A Tumbleweed Station has an unemployed human, but that human will be employed shortly with an Astro Mining Bay. Well, Irmanosk has a chance to migrate on his own, otherwise he's going to demote in 2 months anyway. The one at Yerg Woodhall has got a while to demote. So I believe I will send that one to the archives. And this one at High Ground will be unemployed for a while. So we will send that one to Theia. Now some of these others may end up auto-migrating before they demote, which I'm fine with. I'm going to replace the Sky Dome. 20 housing, 20 amenities. And then amenities are nice and all, but I'm going to go ahead and replace that with Clone Vat. I'm going to see what's going to happen to the other buildings as the month progresses. I may end up losing a lot of those buildings. I tend to lose them when I take over. Places like this, they all went away.
Ships refitted.
The other Titan for Sphinx has been refitted. They moved another 130k fleet in here. We have almost 600k in mercenary companies protecting that.
Ground objective secured.
And we'll go ahead and move our army to Zun, the last planet in this system. It's also their capital. We're still at 34% occupation. That will probably jump when the month clicks over. And I was mistaken. It's still only 34%. We did do damage to them this time. We lost some corvettes and frigates. Make sure my fleets enter orbit to repair. And let's check over here. Yeah, Jalora did add on. If we go to sector view, they are part of the Pelop sector. So far, we're keeping the buildings. The Aklaran Interplanetary Confederacy have begun building a science nexus. Crash and burn.
Ground forces are dropping on target.
Now this is going to be a bit tougher battle, but we should still succeed.
Construction complete.
Vilth Station is now fully converted to an anchorage to support a mercenary company. I'm holding off on further fleet reinforcement till my existing reinforcements arrive and my ships that are being retrofitted are done. And I'm in the process of shifting the Palpatine over in preparation for a war against the Veteresians, though it may take some time. So I actually may wait until I've finished integrating all my existing vassals. I don't know. We sold a Praku slave. That was the last one on Spring Rain I needed to sell. Now Spring Rain has no surplus to worry about.
Battle debris secured.
We got more nothing from Silage. 4 more debris there. A couple of them being transports will also be nothing, which again is disappointing. Even if it was like single-digit alloys, it would be better than nothing. Bastion Devils is fully repaired. So I'm going to push all 3 of these fleets into Dathana to stop their reinforcements from respawning here. Fortress Legionnaires is fully repaired. I guess I started ordering them to move a little early, but they were close enough.
Construction complete.
Aiton Starbase has shifted over its Titan Assembly Yard to a mercenary garrison.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
We have begun the colonization of Hansel. I'll probably use it for mining and generator for now before I need to shift it over to industry. And eventually this will probably become a forge or a foundry at Cumenopolis.
Engaging enemy station.
The Delta Corsairs have pushed through to engage this citadel. Their reinforcements shouldn't be too far behind. Wait, it says no orders. Okay! Apparently I only had the Bastion Devils selected, so this will go a little bit ugly for the Bastion Devils, but reinforcements are en route. They'll have to deal with superior numbers for about a month. They're already dropping defense platforms fairly quickly. And here come the reinforcements.
Anomaly found.
Debris field. Sensors report a number of possible points of interest within the dense debris field surrounding Patoy Vana. Now, go ahead and research that. We sold a Farine slave. That one was on Flaxington. I think I may need to double check that, because I traded a Farine from Flaxington to one of the new colonies. So let me check and see if Thea has a Farine, and so does the Archives. Yeah, there's that Farine. There's that Farine. Okay. I just wanted to make sure, before I adjusted my count, That was the last Farine on Flaxington that needed to be moved. I'd actually moved Icknerval, not Farine, from Flaxington. I swapped out a Queptilium for an Icknerval. Delta Corsairs lost a handful of corvettes and frigates. Fortress Legionnaires lost a couple of corvettes. But we did some damage to the fleets here. Destroyed quite a few of their small replacement fleets. So now we will move here for repairs. We've taken over their mega shipyard site, so if they keep churning out things at the mega shipyard, we will destroy them. The colony here has a very small garrison, comparatively. Oh, we're losing this. Possibly. I mean, we have more armies, but they're all disengaged. Oh, good. They're hitting our disengaged armies, so we do have a chance to knock out their last few that are fighting before we lose our vat-grown soldiers, Furbanites, here. So there is still the possibility we're going to win this, but we're going to be down some strength severely. With the absorption of Jalora, I have access to their Sentry Spire, which adds another 20 base intel level, and they do indeed stack. If I look at any of these empires, my base intel is now 100. So I have no need to worry about sleeper cells anymore until I get ready to resume conducting steel technology operations that requires 80 influence. So that's going to be a while. I'm going to be focused on my empire with my influence and getting all of my orbital rings up and running and some Ecumenopolis projects started. Once that is done and I get ready to resume, I already have positioned 6 envoys in technologically superior nations to begin stealing technology and help me get a little bit more boost later on. But after this last sleeper cell project completes, I'm not going to worry about them for a while because my intel will no longer decline whether I have a sleeper cell active or not, or any intel on an empire. I will have 100%. Now, it's going to take a while for some of these empires that I don't have intel on to climb up. This says it's dropping right now, but I have my base intel should be 100, so it'll start climbing soon. Now, there's absolutely no reason right now to worry about upgrading this spire. The only benefit it's really going to give me is more score, I believe. You can't really boost above 100 intel. I could give it a shot and see if that gives me a little bit more cushion, but I don't believe there's anything that reduces max intel level. Oh, I did forget. I wanted to convert some young Furbanites. I have churned out a couple of young Furbanites at places where I want to build strongholds. Actually, it looks like just one right now, but that will work. So we'll complete that next month. We have a new proposal. Repeal minor research sanctions. I'm opposed to that. This is by the Interstellar Pricarian Coalition.
Battle debris secured.
We got another batch of nothing in Sillage. Alright, we're down on equal terms again. It's just a matter of whether or not we work on these armies or the ones that are already disengaged. I renegotiated the deal with the Osiris colonies to allow us to integrate them. This will take about 2 years. Then I will do the Brienne and Stellar Nation next, unless my deal with the United Miravandian expires, and then I will do them.
Construction complete.
Jalora Starbase. I forgot to queue something up here. Yeah, let's get a hangar bay going. And another shipyard. Zipper Station is now fully completed as a shipyard. And we have fully surveyed the sillage system. So we will be able to begin building this outpost in July. Apart from the one that is investigating, all the others should be returning to assist research.
New species variant available.
There, we flipped over that young Furbinite. Yeah, at this point, we have won. Cursonia has been converted into a continental world. I had churned out an extra colony ship at Deneb, and I sent it en route over this way. It's already in orbit, I bet. So we will colonize Cursonia with the one in orbit.
Ground objective secured.
We can now achieve our war goals. So I will begin mobilizing my fleets. Let's send them all back for repairs first. All the ones that are damaged. Manticore Stormlords, well, its home is over this way anyway. We will go ahead and move to Dawkin. And the Kappa Devils, I can also relocate to Dawkin. Now, we only have about a year left, I think, on the peace treaty. Yes, almost exactly a year. Year and 7 days. But I don't think that they'll be jumping me anytime soon. So I should be able to complete the annihilation of the Veterisians and the Holy Sildorans. Now they're still at war with the Hisman Protectors, although they are winning that war pretty handily. They occupy quite a bit of the territory here. Most of their fleets are all amassed over here. Now, when I do strike them, I'm going to do it by attacking the Miravandia. And what I'm actually going to do is get in position to take out the Glosswerhenians, because I believe if I eliminate the Glostrahenians, who only have a handful of systems left here and over in Dacia, if I eliminate the Glostrahenians, since they are the overlord of the Miravandians will drop out of the Federation, and the rest of the Federation will go to peace with me. So that is my plan, is actually to amass my forces here to deal with the Glostrahenians and end the war really quick so that I can absorb the Miravandians.
Construction complete.
Taziad Starbase is now fully outfitted as a shipyard.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
We have won this war. They are now subjugated. And we can no longer do expropriation on them to make them get rid of their holdings, but I don't care about that. Alright, so Cursonia should be after Thea, which it should already be in the list. Yes, so it's at the right position. Now what's left of my army, I will relocate to Bertios. We'll have them land on Genesis. I may end up invading a few of their worlds, because it would take quite a while to sweep all of their worlds. They have 21 colonies. At 3 months, a detonation. That would take 5 years to completely eliminate the Fel Null. So I will probably need troops for some of this to completely eliminate them fairly quickly, because having the war go on for 5 years means I will have to deal with their fleets for a significant amount of time. Closer scan of the debris field around Patol Vana has led to the discovery of an airtight capsule containing an atomic clock that measures time with unparalleled precision. It has a frequency uncertainty so low that it will be another 879 million years before it gains a single second, and it is counting down to a date 42 years and 3 days away. The capsule holds no clues as to what this date signifies or who the owners are, but it seems as though someone out there has lost track of the time. Oh boy. Do I trust this? Now, this event has random effects. It will send out nanites, I believe, and either terraform a world into a Gaia world, or turn it into a tomb world, or have other effects. It could, turn it into a barren world. I don't think I've ever done this choice. This was built by another species. We don't trust it. It's a bomb. Destroy it. The capsule is full of innocent-looking wires, any one of which could be rigged to set off a weapon of mass destruction so potent that it would wipe out the entire galaxy. The crew will snip them all. Oh boy, Stuart Jenkins gained corrupt. That is unfortunate. He's in charge of Port Bixby. There's only 2 planets in this sector. Alright, we're going to get a little bit of crime here in Broadleaf. But we can handle it here in Port Bixby. However, I believe we are going to replace him. We have an available governor right there. No, don't rename her. There we go. Now I don't have to worry about it, and he can spend his days idle until he passes away from old age, but he's never again going to be in a position of authority since he has criminal ties. United Crest Commonality completed a gateway. I had forgotten I was going to need holdings for the Tendrazun, so I broke apart part of this army and then launched my armies from the two I integrated to bring over here as garrisons. We established sleeper cells in the hierarchy of Moffith. Miravandian Enterprises are in a research agreement with the Tendrazun. Ah, yes. I need to sell some resources before I get close to cap. No, not sell. Crap. Waste of money there. I meant to keep my consumer goods above 50k.
Ships refitted.
Kraken reinforcements, the frigates, have been refitted.
Ships refitted.
The two battleships for Hippogriff have been refitted. And we got another nothing in Silage. I did mobilize quite a few of my science vessels to help make this salvaging of debris a little faster. Now over here on the archives, I decided I'm going to keep the Class 4 Singularities. 250 energy is quite a chunk for a building, so I do kind of like that. I'm also keeping the Master Archives. This gives 100 research, which is more than I could get by replacing this with a science building. But I did get rid of the food. It was providing 100 food for a building slot. I have had an abundance of food anyway. And I will be getting rid of the auto forges. That's only 25 alloys for about 50 minerals. I can do better with industrial districts. Same for the affluent center. It's 50 consumer goods for 25 minerals. I can get about that same rate. So I will be replacing that building as well. And the Dimensional Fabricator gives 100 minerals and 2 of every strategic resource. But if I were to replace this with a ancient refinery, I would get 5 of every resource at the cost of about 30 minerals. So I'd lose 130 minerals, but I have an abundance of minerals anyway. But I would get more strategic resources. So I do plan to replace that. I'm going to keep the fortress, and of course I've already replaced the the aerodome with a clone vat. But for now, this is going to become an energy or a generator world, and then some industry when I can. Brandon Stellar Nation is in a commercial pact with the Tendrazun. Nation of Selnock Prime is in a non-aggression pact with the Veteresians. Tendrazun is in a commercial pact with the United Miravandian Imperium.
Ships refitted.
We completed an orbital ring in the Hrazdan system. That would be the one on Ganlarov. Yes. And I'm lacking materials to churn out anything right now, so I will just wait until my maintenance cycle to take care of that. I ended up upgrading. I noticed this Ishnor station had pretty much all of my platforms, but they needed to upgrade. So I went ahead and upgraded them. wonder why Ishnor Station. Oh, I understand. I had originally kept this one, and then I had built all of the platforms for it and ended up downgrading it, and now I've decided to upgrade it again to be a detection array. Now again, I misplanned, and I will be one over my cap, but I can handle that.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
Seon. Now that would be in Zoblar. I don't really need more agriculture, but I could make this mining and industry for now.
We have claimed a new world.
We've established Shrub. I'll go ahead and begin the terraforming process to a continental world. And I was getting rid of one of the impassable mountains while we were colonizing. Look at all those demolished buildings. It takes less to repair one of these buildings, but this isn't really going to be a research facility. Let me demolish some of these. See if there's anything I plan on keeping. No, not really. I'll just go ahead and clear them all out. And let's go ahead and demolish the administrative offices. And get started on a clone vat. Now we also need to transfer somebody over here, so we will have someone to decline. I still have a little bit of surplus on the archives of Queptilium, so we'll send a Queptilium over here. It takes about 3 years and 4 months for me to terraform it. It'll actually be done before Pankisha is. Felna will be done in a little under 2 years, and I will be able to begin the colonization of it. That also, yes, there was another thing I needed to do, which was rename a sector. Because Hansel, not Nexon, is going to be the capital of this sector when it is fully colonized. And I do need to rename Felnol sector to the Felna sector.
Blocker cleared.
We sold an oxen litter slave. That one was on Hawksworth. Someone keeps trying to sneak in here. That's the Soran. Yeah, now that we actually have detection out to Ramston. How do we have detection out to Ramston? Ishnor is going to be my detection array for here. It doesn't reach there. Right now I have Valimar. It has a sensor range of 6. There's no way it can reach to Ramston. So I'm getting those detections because of the Tender Sun. Well, we have independent sensors. Yeah, it would have to be the Tender Sun detecting it for me. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yes. But of course I'll have my own detection online at Ishnor eventually. Well, that was odd. I could have sworn I was recording for the past 3 months, but I wasn't. So I checked up on the Adnorum Imperium to see about their war progress. They actually have gotten a lot of exhaustion for their opponents. But I'm not really seeing any occupation over in this area. I am seeing some of the fleets that are damaged here, but there's no occupation. Now, they do have open borders with me, so they could use my gateways. Yeah, they haven't even occupied Gudgan territory. And I'm not seeing any occupation. Oh, there. There is the fighting. So the Veteresians had pushed in over here. And that's the only occupation I really see. Now they do, at Norm Imperium, have quite a few damage fleets here. So I don't know if they'll actually win their succession, but they are causing more exhaustion for their opponents. I got a handful of these debris salvaged. The one here in Taramzal gave me nothing. The one in Ophel gave me about 3,500, and the one in Hicken gave me about 2,500. And I got another nothing here in Sillage. There's only one left there. I had a couple more mercenary fleets get repaired and am converging them down here in Dawkin. And we completed the outpost in Sillage. I got rid of the constructor and started the colonization of all of these habitats and the world here. Now the habitats, 2 of them are mining habitats. And one of them I decided to make a military base. And the world looks like it would be a decent mining world. I decided to make it a mining colony for now. So I'm going to be getting a lot more minerals out of this sector, but it's going to be 4 more colonies I can set up where I can start shuffling pops to decline as they slowly grow. And the Tendrazun established a new branch office on Kelnuda, so I've got to keep an eye out for when this gets completed to make sure I close down the merchant job so I don't have someone jump over to it. As a matter of fact, when it starts getting close to completion, I will probably just preemptively close this merchant job so that when it's complete, I'll have 2 closed merchant jobs and can reopen 1. But as for names for these colonies, since I've been running out of names, I've just been using a website, fantasy name generators, and for most of these I just went for mining company names and just made something out of these. For the military base, I think I went with outpost names and picked one from among those lists. But yeah, I tend to just use online name generators when I'm kind of out of ideas. If I have a particular theme in mind, like I did for my United Nations of Earth game when I had Asgard, I might stick with that theme and do some research. Kind of like how I've been theming the fleets here based on monster names or fantasy creature names. Once I ran out of actual strike force names where they've started to be reused, I started coming up with my own. That's where Bukovac and Bunyip came from. They're basically lake monsters. We've got about 1.5 years before we absorb the Osiris colonies. And they only have 1 colony, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they just have the 1 colony. There will be some robots to get rid of, and it looks like we have quite a few duplicates. The Ganlariv, Vran, Latrepians, and the Zerite Variatus, Ubarik as well, and of course Fex Klinga. They've already turned the world into an ecumenopolis for us, at least. I'll be able to do something with that. I'll probably stick this as a foundry. Though why are they wasting district slots on residences? I just don't understand it. Why they're not making use of, like, probably because of a shortage of strategic resources. Yeah, this is the only one that does not require strategic resource upkeep. So that is why they're spamming residences. They don't have the strategic resources to really make use of an ecumenopolis. But yeah, I'll have to end up fixing that. It's like the orbital ring only has 2 habitation modules on it. After we get Osiris, I will probably go for Brienne and Stellar Nation if the agreement with the United Mirvandum Imperium or Citadel Research Institute is not expired. When one of those 2 expires, I will set them up to be the next absorbed. And of course, I'm waiting for Bags Holdings last. So yeah, after Osiris, we have Briannon, United Miravandian, Bags Holdings, and Citadel Research Institute, and of course the Latrepians. That's another one that's going to take a while. And a lot of influence to absorb, because they're pretty large. And honestly, I would rather them rebel so that I could wipe out their colonies, because that is going to be a ton of colonies that will be in a bad state for me to deal with, which will create stability issues with my empire. Now they've got a lot of crime. They do have an ecumenopolis. That's nice. They have a couple of Gaia worlds. And that ecumenopolis was the font of knowledge. No wonder. Yeah, that's one they picked up from the Fallen Empire. And I have begun reinforcing fleets again. The only fleets that actually had reinforcements still waiting are Sphinx, Bukovac, and that's pretty much it. So I was free to reinforce Manticore and Kraken and Infeld and some of the others. As a matter of fact, I think most of these are going to end up, yeah, through Infeld at least, is reinforced to full strength, with the exception of Bukovac and Sphinx, because they were waiting on reinforcements to retrofit. So that pretty much left Manticore, Kraken, Behemoth, Cyclops are the last 4, counting Bukovac and Sphinx. That would be 6 fleets that won't be at full strength when these current reinforcements are all churned out. And Kraken's going to take a while because of how many Titans I have decided to stick in that fleet. I just got an idea for using one of every aura and see how this fleet works out. It still has quite a lot of firepower. I mean, I have 10 battleships and 24 frigates in the fleet. Though I probably should have gone with corvettes or destroyers to shoot down enemy frigates rather than adding frigates. However, I think the battleships, they're heavy on missiles and strike craft, will do a good job of intercepting smaller craft. But that's going to be a lot of Titan-class weapons. That fleet would be extremely great at taking out citadels. I've changed my mind again. We're going to have multiple wars later on where I could trade off a system with my human cyborgs to offload. Right now, while they're engaged over here, I need to take advantage of that. So we are going to declare war against the Veteresians. Now, if I did a secret fealty war, I would only get the allegiance of the Holy Sildorans. But any other war, and I'm still fighting the rebels, the bulwark that rebelled against them. But I'm still going to do the total war.
Standing by to commence offensive operations. Weapons free. Repeat, weapons free.
We are not surprised. In fact, we expected this sooner. You will find that our forces are ready for you. Are you sure about that? So right here we have about 300k in fleets. Let's let it advance one day. They have about 150, plus the station, so that would be about 200k. They have close to 300k, but we're going to push in anyway, into Trappist. And we are going to send the Doomsday in as well. Now we're going to hold off on the Palpatine. The Palpatine I don't want to get focus fired. Now here we have the Delta Corsairs and the Fortress Legionnaires will be there shortly. We're going to redirect the Fortress Legionnaires. We're going to send them here to Osmadin. So they're going to jump across to there. So that is Kappa, Manticore, Delta, and Fortress. What does that leave in terms of mercenary companies? The Bastion Devils have not made it here yet. They're 276k fleet. We're going to redirect them to Lindula to watch for them sneaking around either through the Adnorn pushing this way or them pushing this way. Now, the Federatians were apparently in Siga anyway, so we'll engage them when we go through. Manticore Stormlords are already ordered in, as are the... Actually, we'll go ahead and order in the Delta Corsairs. We've redirected the Fortress Legionnaires. That leaves the Kappa Privateers, who are currently repairing. When they complete their repairs, we will redirect them to Vilth and push up through this way. And after we secure Trappist, we will push across to Bombala and get that sector. And once again, I forgot to sell so that I can... I don't need to purchase consumer goods right now. I'll just go with selling the minerals.
Battle debris secured.
We've finished scavenging the debris and sillage for nothing. Kappa Privateers are repaired. Actually, let's send them to the Eye of Ball first. It'll take them 4 months to get there. From the Eye of Ball, we can redirect to Vilth and Nadix. Fortress Legionnaires haven't actually engaged. Let's correct that.
Fleet action underway.
We got 1,200 alloys in Dathana. There's one more debris there. The Bastion Devils have engaged these wounded ships that were hiding out in Siga.
Engaging enemy station.
We obliterated their fleets. One battleship got away. We did take damage, but did not lose any vessels. We should be able to repair here in Siga. It is our vassal. And then from there, well, it looks like we're actually going to engage some more fleets that are in here from the Veteresians. And then we will push on. Is that a mercenary company? No, it's not. It doesn't say the Black Tower Vigils. Manticore's Armada gave us minerals and food in addition to energy credits.
Fleet action underway.
We've engaged these corvettes. You know, I do have another fleet I could make use of. Sarkling's Pilgrim's Reinforcements. No, don't rename, select. We could go ahead and have them push into Nadix. Juggernaut is taking a little bit of damage. It's still at full hull, though. Asher has been converted into an ecumenopolis. Now, I do have quite a few humans here that are working miscellaneous jobs. So one of the first things I want to do is replace a residential arcology with an administrative one, so that they may work as bureaucrats and I can clear up these jobs for my other slaves. And close to the end of the month, there is something else I need to address in Jangala. And I set up these hotkeys down here for when I sell slaves. This first slot is the Farine, then the Ichner Vol, then the Oxenlitter, and finally the Praku. So these will be whoever is selling that. It'll be a lot easier for me to check. And of course, I'm keeping an eye on Kelnuda for when they get close to completing the corporate embassy. Bastion Devils lost 2 frigates, but destroyed this other fleet. Now they're moving there for repairs. And I do have a science vessel in the vicinity to scavenge these projects and then return to Nova Antioch to assist research. Fortress Legionnaires are doing fairly well in that fight. And we have really turned the tide in this one. Fortress Legionnaires lost 1 destroyer, obliterated 2 fleets, and flipped the system. So we are going to have them repair here before pushing onward. And more than likely, is there anything going on in the shipyard? I don't see anything being built. More than likely, we're going to end up downgrading this station. So we will get Marineb next and downgrade that station and then push on to Rebalius. But before we can actually flip Marineb, there is a colony to deal with. It has no armies on it and a low population. Oh, where are my armies? I'd sent them to Burdios. Embark all. Let's go to here. And from here we can jump into Marineb. It'll take us 2 months to get there. That should be plenty of time to flip that system. Now I need to check. They're only 52%. I should be able to last until next maintenance cycle on that one, but I need to check Jangala. 4 days from completing the administration, let's go ahead and disable the Galactic Stock Exchange. these two should immediately shift over into the politician jobs. Yes. And I will be able to convert that to another building as soon as I can.
We have claimed a new world.
We've connected with the Holy Sildoran League. So we have secured this system. There is still some combat going on. Everybody's chasing them down, so it shouldn't last long. So now we can move in the Palpatine to purge these worlds. See, do I need to purge all of these? Yeah, they all have a large amount of pops that I don't want to deal with. And they are kind of haphazardly mixed. So let's actually just start at the closest world. Oh wait, we control the hyper relay, so this is the closest world. And is that it? Oh, Bugden, way over here. So that's going to take about a year to eradicate the Holy Sildorans. And it will give us access to yet another science nexus that is fully upgraded. As well as a mercenary company, it appears? No, that's my reinforcements. That's not a mercenary company. As soon as we're done with the fighting here, we will hold at Trappist for repairs before pushing on to Bomba. Actually, we could go to Hanum Tier for repairs. Because by the time we get over here and get repaired, this thing probably still wouldn't have regenerated. I'll just leave the... Or we could repair at the Doomsday. Yeah, I could just leave the Doomsday parked here. And have everybody repair at the Doomsday. And then push onward.
Construction complete.
Oh, I also forgot I had established the colony here on Hansel. And we ended up with an unemployed ruler. Joy of joys, I can shuffle them off world. So I do need to get 4 fortresses is a bit much. Let's go ahead and disable all the fortresses right now. Disable this research complex. I'll leave the Batharian power plant running for now. This will be alloys, hypercoms. Demolish the military academy. We will replace the research with a clone lab. And we do need to settle someone over here. We will take a Queptilium. I really hate how difficult it is to target that, thank you, from the archives. So we will have somebody to decline. And we also do need to go ahead and move the sector capital here. Mesh Ben are in a research agreement with the United Antharian State. And Dawnlight Station has finished upgrading. And the first priority here is an orbital logistics system to boost my consumer good output. Because I have so many artisans.
Battle debris secured.
Bastion Devils have been fully repaired. Finally. We'll move them into Lindula to watch this system. We got almost 3,600 alloys in the Ophel system. 1 debris left there. So that was about 7,000 alloys we've gotten out of that system alone so far.
Battle debris secured.
Alright, this battle is now done. Alright, the Juggernaut is going in orbit of the station, and I want the other fleets to enter orbit of the Juggernaut. And we will send the Sagacious to scavenge these projects before returning to assist research on Lockney. We got a debris in Hicken for nothing. There should be 1 left there. Yes, it's probably also nothing. All we really fought in there was transports. So Manticore, Stormlords, and Kappa Devils both suffered some fairly serious losses among the smaller ships. Even lost some cruisers for Kappa Devils. And I know we destroyed more than this. It says we destroyed 1 frigate and 1 battleship and 1 transport. We saw almost an entire fleet get obliterated. I saw X's all over the place on there, so this is not correct on how much damage we did. Now, I do need to watch out for them using somebody else's gateways and sneaking around on my territory. Though for the most part, I think they're going to be occupied with their own war. Getting unknown orders. It'll be 4 more months before we have maximum intel on them. Let's see, have we actually started climbing on these? Yeah, 1 per month. 1 per month. So yeah, in about 4 months, in July, we should have 100% intel on everybody. Cravadox League is in a commercial pact with United Antherian State.
Fleet action underway.
Let's have another look at the holding progress. Yeah, I can definitely wait till my maintenance cycle to worry about closing out this merchant job. The science ship popped up here.
Engaging enemy station.
Poor guy. Zarklin's pilgrims have engaged. Says that they are outclassed hull-wise, but weapon-wise, I think they're going to do an excellent job. And the United Crest Commonality has completed a gateway.
Battle debris secured.
Got 3,000 alloys in the Trab system. 1 more debris there. This was the site of some pretty big battles. So was Ophel, and Taramzal had a mix of battles and just handling transports.
Battle debris secured.
And we got another nothing in Taramzal. So that would have been 2 of the transports we dealt with there. At least 1 of these was a fleet action. Oh, they moved a 510 fleet in to face Fortress Legionnaires. I guess they wanted to destroy this fleet. Recent victory in the Noduk system seems to have awakened the Hunter in Admiral Dirk Scott, who now has become a much more aggressive commander. So he flipped Noduks and did not apparently lose a ship. Took some damage though. We will hold here for repairs. Osiris colonies are in a commercial pact with Bags Holdings. That's not going to last. They're going to be integrated in a little over a year. Yep, they're getting the hell out of here. They were just using this system
Battle
to
debris secured.
shift around. Delta Corsairs are fully repaired. Let's move them to Etravip. As soon as the other two catch up with them, we'll go for Bombala. You got about 400 alloys in the Dalhana system. That was the last debris there. This one is returning back to Tricked. How did the Adnorum Imperium get into Polgar? Oh, they're coming through Ordedius. Well, unfortunate for you, I do have fully healthy fleets around here who can get over here fairly quickly. So that is about 400k worth of fleet strength. You know what? Let's redirect the Delta Corsairs to here. Oh, they're coming in through Lithoris. Let's go straight for Lithoris and cut off these reinforcements. And let's swing Bastion Devils here as well. And those two together should be able to obliterate the Adnorum Imperium fleets. Alright, Gorgon is in Rakaron. We will also redirect Gorgon this way. If Gorgon takes losses in corvettes, I have those reinforcements that can fill them out. As a matter of fact, we can send the reinforcements as well. And we can just push in this way and smash the Adnorum Imperium fleets. Because I have a peace treaty with the Glosterhenians for now. I can go through their territory, but how long? 1 month. Okay, they'll probably close their borders to me after that, so I may be better off redirecting to one of my systems. I don't want my fleets to be pushed in transit. Yeah, they're making a push over here at some of these systems. These systems aren't that critical, so I don't mind having to retake them. None of these have colonies in them. So let us actually redirect our fleets so that they don't get pushed into transit or lost in transit, and redirect them to Vilth and push from there.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Yeah, this outpost won't last long against a 100k fleet. And even though that fleet is damaged, it will probably flip that outpost fairly quickly.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Yeah, they flipped both of those.
Spaceport lost to enemy action. Engaging enemy station.
Manticore Stormlords are fully repaired. We're going to go ahead and have them push to Bombala. That way we don't have to worry about reinforcements popping up over here. Kappa Privateers have made it to the Eye of Ball. Where are you headed? Oh, that must have churned out at Osmondon. Because that is a fleet design I'm not familiar with. Let's just go ahead and disband this one. Well, I could retrofit it as a destroyer for some... nah. We'll just disband it. It's not something I spent resources on. I don't care. Now, I would have liked to have seen the stuff queued up so I could cancel it.
Battle debris secured.
Kappa Devils are fully repaired. We will redirect them to Vilth. Now that Gorgon is here, we will head that way. We got nothing for the debris in Ajagan. There's a whole bunch more there.
Station reports enemy contact.
Alright, we flipped the Eye of Ball station. I'm going to redirect this fleet to Vilth for repairs. Gyroscant has run into a couple of science vessels.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
At Norm Imperium laid a claim to Ambicia. That would be Reag that has faced this enemy contact. Reag is a system I can't really reach without jumping. Delta Corsairs have made it in here. We'll also push to Ambicia, and we will begin pushing forward, retaking these outposts and crushing
Battle
the
debris
fleets.
secured.
We got 250 for the debris in Ophel. That was the final one there, so this one is on its way to Basseron. And 400 for the debris in Siga. Now there's still 2 more debris there. And there's about to be a little bit more because they've pushed in more fleets, and more than likely the Bastion Devils are routing through there, yes. We lost Reag. That was to be expected. These are just little outposts. Oclarian Interplanetary Confederacy is in a commercial pact with the Soran.
Battle debris secured.
At Norm Imperium laid claim to Izar. And we got nothing for the debris in Hicken. That may have been the final debris in Hicken. It was. So this one is returning back to Spring Rain. Kappa Devils have also made it in. We will send them to Ambicia as well. Glosswarhenians closed their borders to us. That was to be expected. My reinforcement fleet, I forgot to redirect, is now going to be missing for 3 months. Reshethian State closed their borders to us. And Zarklin's Pilgrims are fully repaired, so we will push on to Wither. Now that we have repaired here, I'm going to downgrade this station. Why are we suddenly up 4 star bases? I could understand being up 1 or 2 because I lost enough territory to drop me down to where 45 instead of 46. This was one I just picked up. Where is the other one I just picked up? Yeah. Oh, Osmodin. I was over because of it. That's right.
Station reports enemy contact.
At Norm Imperium laid claim to Revek. So we lost Izar and Revek. Felnall closed their borders to us. And the debris in Trappist got us 7,300 alloys. There's still 3 more debris here.
Battle debris secured. A new world has been secured for our colonists.
Alright, a damaged fleet, the Horizon Corps, has moved into Ambicia, where I already have 1 fleet in here. So we should make most of them retreat fairly quickly, as damaged as they are. and then we will proceed to start retaking back our territory here. I don't mind losing Reag. I can let Reag go. That one I would have to jump to get and to defend, so right now I'm just going to worry about this cluster here around the Glosterhenians. We got 2,400 alloys in Trab. That was the final debris there. This one is on its way back to new routes. As much as I like the music, sometimes it crescendos fairly loud while I'm trying to talk. We've established the colony on Cursonia. This one has no buildings and only 5 city districts, which I will keep. We'll start with this as a colony. And during my maintenance cycle, since it's about to pop up, is when I will worry about setting this one up. I do know I'm going to want a clone vat. We have a new proposal. Environmental ordinance waivers. Galactic community should empower local councils to suspend antiquated rules that do not serve the public good and are simply blocking progress. This one boosts our worker resource output and alloys and minerals. I will support that. This is by the Great Huron Hierarchy.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
Ambizia was lost before we got there to deal with it, but we are now in combat with them, so we should flip it back fairly easily. Delta Corsairs are shortly out. And Bastion Devils have arrived, so we can send them on as well. Hisman Protectors in the Star Realm of Shar finally made peace. That means they're probably going to gear up to attack me soon.
Battle debris secured.
Gorgon lost 1 corvette and 13 frigates fighting Horizon Corps, but did some decent damage to them. I mean, we took out 2 battleships. That's a good trade right there. And it looks like we're already headed to the station. Glosterhenians broke their migration treaty with the Adnorum Imperium. We got 500 alloys in Taramzal. 3 more debris there.
Engaging enemy station.
Gaining a little under 1% a day. Yeah, I'll probably have to check it again in mid-August. Zarkland Pilgrims have made it to the next citadel. Adnorum Imperium built another gateway, actually 2 more gateways. We have retaken Ambizia. Let's send Strike Force Gorgon back to Vilth for repairs. And have the Delta Corsairs push on to retake our territory. Fortress Legionnaires are fully repaired. We can downgrade this station and move on to Marineb. We have swept Malgu. We have 3 more worlds to bombard here.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
They moved into Istora.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
Miravandium Enterprises have entered into a commercial pact with the Star Realms of Shar. Zarklin's pilgrims took Wither Station. We do have some damage, so we will hold here for repairs. Manticore Stormlords are about to engage Bombala.
Engaging enemy station.
We got 10 alloys in the Ajagan system. Still 7 more debris there. Delta Corsairs have made it to Lishval. Manticore Stormlords have still not engaged.
We have claimed a new world.
The colony on Seon has been established. We'll go ahead and start with a clone vat. Designate this a colony. And why do we not have a resettle option? There we go. We need to resettle a Queptilium to here. Delta Corsairs flipped Lishval Station. They took some damage, but I'm going to have them proceed onward with their sweep. Actually, we're going to have the Delta Corsairs, after they go to Polgara, to go to Revac and hold there because of the fleets there.
Fleet action underway.
That would most likely be over here in Bombala. No, I was mistaken. That is Fortress Legionnaires.
Engaging enemy station.
Now that might be Bombala. Yes. Glossrahenian have begun a sensor array. Shethian State have built a gateway, and the Kappa privateers are fully repaired. We will send them to Zirak. We got 162 alloys in the Siga system. There's still 1 more debris there. I'm going to go ahead and close out this merchant job for now.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
Fortress Legionnaires flipped Marineb Station. We'll enter orbit for repairs and order the first army to jump. That pioneers have made planetfall would be in the Sillage system. Legacy Industries is now being colonized. One of our first habitats. They're sending troops into an area that they don't control, but they have fleets. They're most likely, yes, on their way there. That's 147 fleet. Change of plans on the Kappa privateers. We are redirecting them to Lindula. How long will it take them to get there? Just 44 days.
Spaceport reports enemy contact. Construction complete.
All right, we still have a few more days before I have to reactivate that merchant job. Hilo Starbase, Tartesso Station, has completed its last habitation module for now. And Norm Imperium built yet another gateway. 840 alloys in the Trappist system. There are 2 more debris there. And the Citizens Alliance of Orkenfung has closed their borders to us. The Manticore Stormlords have engaged Bombala. See, I got a message that a spaceport had received attacks. That might be the fleets in Lindula, yes. The outpost has engaged the transports. Yeah, they moved in a small fleet in here. But we should get there in time to prevent an invasion. I'm going to start mobilizing some of my fleets to deal with other situations. Like right now, we've lost the eye. We're going to lose the Eye of Baal. I'm going to send Chimera to deal with that. Dragon. We will send Dragon to Kodraka because they are on their way to Kodraka. Now I've got a handful of days before this holding is completed and I can reopen the merchant slot.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
There we go. I can remove that hotkey. Now more than likely it is the Eye of Baal that just got contact. I believe this outpost in Lindula was already engaged with these transports, that's why they're damaged. And I do not currently see enemies anywhere else. Now this jump should be completed in about a week.
Engaging enemy station.
Manticore Stormlords are still fighting in Bombala. That would be the Delta Corsairs engaging Polgara. And the Kappa Privateers have just engaged the corvettes in this system. My jump has completed, so we will begin landing on Relics, which has no armies, so that should be fairly quick. Delta Corsairs have completed flipping this station. We'll go ahead and sweep over this way first and flip these three, and then keep an eye on where these groups are going. Bastion Devils and Kappa Devils can both move to Revac. Actually, just the Bastion Devils. We will send the Kappa Devils to Xerac. And it looks like, yeah, they've already mobilized somebody to retake Nodox. Manticore Stormlords lost a destroyer, but pushed out the fleets that had come in here. And flipped the system. So we will have them maintain orbit here. Now I believe that was the capital of the Veteresians, so we should get a connect with the capital soon. And the Kappa Privateers lost a couple of frigates. And looks like a cruiser, a battleship, and a corvette survived this engagement. Now we are moving on to Lindula. Yeah, because they are moving in fleets there. Do I have a science vessel? I already have a science vessel here. Alright, after we complete that debris, I am going to interrupt their order to have them do the other debris here.
Battle debris secured.
Gorgon has been repaired. We will move them into Nodox to intercept that fleet. Take a little over a month. We've We've gotten alloys in Taramzal. There are 2 more there. Got about 300 alloys out of that. Zarklin's Pilgrims have completed their repairs. We will move them into Limsa. That's another gateway we can seize control of. And that's actually Zarklin Pilgrim's reinforcements, the surplus ones I have. Looks like the Eye of Baal is going to fall pretty soon. Where is the fleet I had en route? That would be Chimera. They are still a month out.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
They haven't made it to Kodraka yet. That would be Nodox. Alright, now that the month has flipped over, we're losing about 1,000 consumer goods a month and 100 energy credits. Yeah, we've connected to the Veteresians. At Norm Imperium built a gateway.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
It wasn't the Eye of Baal or Nodox. Oh, it was Nodox. Yes, we lost Nodox. No problem. We're 23 days away from dealing with this fleet and then retaking that system. Soran is no longer a valid rival for our empire. Now we are running out of potential rivals. We have the allied Maldics. The hierarchy of Moffith. And the interstellar Precarians. And that is pretty much it. Everybody else is considered pathetic next to us. So it looks like the hierarchy of Moffith is the one we have to declare as a rival. And right now it is grayed out. Let's let it progress a day. And that worked. Yeah, we lost Nodox, but we'll retake that. Miravandian Enterprises has completed a science nexus.
Engaging enemy station.
We have sold a Praku slave on the slave market. Now that was on Dawnlight. There's still plenty of surplus Praku on Dawnlight. We can go ahead and sell another while we're at it. This will be a little laggy still. At least it's already selected Praku for us. Dawnlight hopefully is not too far down the list. We've made it to Kodraka. Let's actually intercept the fleet. It'll take us about a month to get there. A small fleet has made it into Ozymadin. Yeah, there's a small reinforcement fleet moving through Ozymadin. I don't think they're going to engage the base. If they do, it looks like we're on fairly equal terms firepower-wise. I'm not going to worry about that. And this citadel is just about to fall. Looks like they moved a second fleet in there. Chimera is just 11 days out, so we'll flip it back. Delta Corsairs took no damage flipping this outpost. We will move on to Izar and get it back.
Construction complete. Sword 1 Actual reports all ground objectives secured.
That was quick. We now have Relics. Oh, they are attacking Ozymandian Station. Interesting. They're sending a lone destroyer to deal with this outpost. Fortress Legionnaires is almost repaired. Now they do have some garrisons here. I'm just going to have this army land back on Relics for now. About 8 days away from engaging them. 28 there. And of course, Chimera should be just a handful of days out. 4. The Palpatine is about a month from blasting Gluglash, and then we will be moving to Bidgab. And finally Bugden, and completely have this sector. They have changed their minds since we moved in the Kappa Privateers. Now they are a bulwark, so I don't want to do the fighting in their territory. I would much prefer if they pushed on and we took them out, and I would have an easier time flipping stations that aren't defended. Now, I completed upgrading Ontak ROM, so we are going to build a off-world or deep space black site here. And we'll go ahead and queue up the ion cannon so that I no longer have to worry about Ontak ROM. It should be fully upgraded when it finishes the ion cannon.
Fleet action underway.
Viorix is in a bit of a mess. We have some undesirables here as robots. We have a couple of species to get rid of eventually. But we have no humans over here currently. Let's go ahead and start up a clone vat. And I'm pretty sure I have a world that can spare a human. We'll send one bureaucrat from Unity over there. Gorgon has engaged these destroyers.
Fleet action underway.
Chimera has engaged here in the Eye of Baal. And Zarkland Pilgrim's reinforcements have engaged here in Limsa. Now it's showing we're overmatched. That is due to hull, not due to firepower. We have sufficient firepower to handle this system.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
That would be Osmadden. Nope, they haven't engaged Osmadden yet, so that would be Kodraka. They finally made it to where they've engaged the outpost, but they're not going to last very long with my vessels going after them. And this is a system with nullified shields, so we are going to take some damage, but they will most likely get obliterated.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Gorgon took some damage, but managed to take out a Corvette and push them out of the system. We have flipped Nodox back. We will be returning to Vilth for repairs. Osmadden has been engaged. We've already got half of their shields down. They have missiles and phase disruptors, so they will be working directly on armor and hull. It's just a matter of whether we can tear them down fast enough. With our one medium Gauss. Unlikely. I think they may end up flipping that system. That's fine. We will hopefully have Fortress Legionnaires repaired by then and be able to just sweep in there and obliterate that destroyer and reflip the system, and then push on to Rebellious. Showing we're still at 100% hull. But I'm curious if there's another spaceport that encountered enemy action other than that. Yes. Ghetto. Yeah, they sent a destroyer in to attack the Weir system. That's a mistake. Centaur is in the vicinity, and so are these generic reinforcements. And we'll just send them to deal with this before we have them reinforce or upgrade. And in the interim, I also need to check Gorgon. Gorgon is only down one Corvette, so we will break one Corvette off of this fleet. And we will send them to catch up with Gorgon at Vilth. They haven't gotten to our hull yet, but they have started damaging our armor here. Zarklin's Pilgrim's reinforcements appear to have taken no damage yet. We've just been engaging their non-combatant ships, haven't really gotten to the destroyer or the citadel, it appears. Chimera only took armor damage, completely obliterating the fleets that had come in and flipped the Eye of Baal. And we are now moving over to this star base to flip it back and repair.
Battle debris secured.
We finished the debris in Ejagan for 10 alloys. There are 6 debris still left there. We've actually started taking some hull damage. Might end up losing a few ships. Alright, they're returning to Bish. Looks like the ones that were down here cleared out.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
I keep seeing their combat strength jump up. It'll drop down and then re-increase. I wonder if that means, fleets that had vessels that have fled are being forced to come back in or something. Or are they somehow getting reinforcements in space? Interesting. Allied Multics has completed a coordination center. And our pioneers made planetfall on Grimstone. Grimestone, not Grimstone.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
They finally engaged Weir Station. Tendrzun has opened up a corporate branch office on Rodoman. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on Rodoman to make sure that they don't get an extra merchant slot. Actually, I don't really need to keep an eye on it. There aren't extra humans here. I do want to close it out when it opens so humans don't migrate here, but still, it's not that big of a deal right now.
Engaging enemy station.
Doomsday engaged several transport ships that popped up here in the TRAPPIST system. Bastion Devils have made it to Revac. Zarkland Pilgrim's reinforcements have taken some hull damage, but they've got it down to where we're just dealing with Limsa Station now. And the Delta Corsairs have engaged Izar. We're still over a month out from here. They might end up flipping that outpost before we make it to them. Now you see, it keeps going down and jumping back up. We have swept Glugash and are now on our way to the next one. Bastion Devils flipped Revac Station. Now we need repairs. We will send them back to Vilth. Zarkland's Pilgrims took no losses and destroyed a cruiser and a couple destroyers, as well as a construction ship, flipping Limsa Station. We will remain here in orbit for repairs. Limsa Station is now fully under my control because there were no colonies here. There's no colonies here either, so as soon as we're repaired, we'll be able to flip Uskomia. No colonies in Zirak either. So Kappa Devils should be able to flip that. Now let's have a look at Wither. Yeah, they have a garrison here. 196 population too. 117 there. And 198 there. So yeah, we're just going to sweep those planets. Strike Force Dragon lost 2 corvettes and 4 frigates. And it doesn't look like we did any damage, but I did see ships blowing up. So that's not completely accurate, saying that we pushed them out with no losses on their side. I mean, after all, we did 80,000 hull damage, but I did, when I was checking it, see X's over some of them, so some of them blew up. So more than likely they got reinforced while they were going along. But I never saw any reinforcements coming in, and they don't use the fleet manager. So I'm not sure about that. That's unusual. But yeah, we only lost a handful of ships securing this outpost. We will send them back home. And they need 4 frigates. The 2 corvettes we can break off from this reinforcement fleet. Let's go to the bottom of the list, because those are most likely ones that aren't upgraded. We will change this class to the Wormling. And send them to Shaula. And go ahead and churn out 4 worms here. Delta Corsairs took no damage, flipping Izar. So we will move them on to take Istora.
Battle debris secured.
We got a debris in the Siga system for about 300 alloys. Now there is more debris here now. And afterwards they will return to Nova Antioch. Oh, wait, there is debris here as well. So yeah, after we get the debris in Siga... Actually, let's just redo it. Let's just say, scavenge these projects. Scavenge the projects in Lindula. And I think I can assist research from up here. There's only one world to assist there, Nova Antioch, so yeah. So we'll finish off the Siga system, get Lindula, and move over to Siplin. Now these are mercenaries. I could push in and take the losses with the mercenaries to wipe out one of their powerful fleets before they're able to build up to a big ball of death. So I think I'm going to do that, actually. We're going to chase them down. We'll go ahead and leave Griffin here for now, but if I need to move up to protect Lindula, I have Griffin in the vicinity. Well, we've got a quarter of their armor stripped. And we haven't really lost a lot of hull points yet so far. They're still working on armor with their missiles. We've got one of them's shields almost completely down. But they are doing direct hull damage. Small amounts. However, this reinforcement fleet is still a month out. I don't think they're going to do enough damage in a month for me to worry about. I think we are going to make it there to push them out.
Ships refitted.
The Soran declared us a rival. That means that they are now valid rivals again. Bukovac reinforcements have been fully upgraded. Not close enough, I don't think. Yeah. When I pick this up, there's a red border around it. That means I'm not close enough yet. Now, I should probably be in orbit of the... Yeah. I'm over here. They haven't made it yet. They are 4 days out. And now 3 days out. Still too far. First stages of our mega shipyard is now complete. A vast framework awaits the installation of the manufacturing bays, which will one day make this facility the shipbuilding capital of the galaxy. It's in Hilos, correct? Yes. The core of the mega shipyard contains much of the infrastructure required to move and process the vast quantities of materials needed to supply the production berths.
Engaging enemy station.
2 days out is close enough. So now I can finish reinforcing Gorgon. It's missing 13 frigates. Used quite a chunk of my dark matter, but in a little over a month, Gorgon will have churned out its ships and eventually be at full strength again. Kappa Devils have made it to Zirak. Oh, they're running. So they're returning to Nugan. You know what? Since they're moving away, we will pull to Siga for repairs. And while we're repairing, we will move Griffin here. 46 days to get there. It's because I'm going Gateway and then, yeah.
Battle debris secured.
So we are now positive in energy credits again, still down about 1,000 consumer goods a month. Kornagi has finished its construction queue. Asher Station. Yeah, I built a habitation module, I believe it was. And I can go ahead and shift this other one over to a habitation. At Norm Imperium built another gateway, and we got 700 alloys in the Trappist system. Now we need to scavenge another project that was created for those transports that the Juggernaut took out. And until we've completely conquered this system, I'm leaving the Juggernaut here specifically to shoot down transports and any fleets that pop up. And let's actually move the Juggernaut in orbit of the station. Now, what stage is this Science Nexus on? 300, fully completed. Darforge is in a research agreement with the Panarian Unity. Council election is taking place. I have almost twice the diplomatic weight of the other two combined. Fortress Legionnaires is now fully repaired. Let's deal with this idiot. And then push here. We sold a Farine on the slave market. And Weir Station succeeded in pushing off those ships. Apparently they decided to flee because my reinforcements arrived in the system. We'll just leave the reinforcements parked back at Jalora. Didn't take them too long to get over here. Rakuten Imperium is preparing to declare war on us in 2 years. Let's see who their allies are. I'm not even sure where they are, honestly. There they are. They are a vassal under the Interstellar Pricarians. Now, I'm curious if the Pricarians join in their wars, or just their defensive wars. They are a member of the Allied Independent Systems, however, which does mean a massive war is possibly on the horizon. Now, that Farine slave we sold was at Dawnlight. We have a handful more there, so I'll just sell another there at Dawnlight. And I really wish I could just click on the world and select a slave to sell rather than go through this laggy market.
Engaging enemy station.
Sphinx reinforcements are fully upgraded. I can merge them with Sphinx. Gorgon has been fully repaired. And it does have its reinforcements en route. So I could have it push on to Uskomia. Or, better yet, I will leave them at Vilth for now. Because this is a good position to strike out if they start trying to take other areas. And I'll leave the casualties to my mercenaries. Kappa Devils took some damage, but flipped to Zirac Station. We will have them hold here for repairs. Or better yet, we will move them back to Vilth. And have Gorgon hold this position. Delta Corsairs took Astora Station with no damage. Now they need to repair. We will pull them back to filth. And now that Fortress Legionnaires is actually repaired, I'm going to go ahead and downgrade this station to cut down on how many of my excess of my starbase capacity.
Battle debris secured.
Finish scavenging in Taramzal. There should be a few more there. One. Manticore Stormlords is finally repaired. We are still going to hold here for now in Bombala. Actually, I don't, just to deal with ships that pop up from the planets until we get Trappist secured. Then I can move onward and have the Doomsday handle that. Chimera is fully repaired. They will continue to hold the Eye of Baal for now. Osmodin Station succeeded at this. They withdrew because the Fortress Legionnaires moved into the system. So we will go ahead and have the Fortress Legionnaires push on.
Ships refitted.
Dragon reinforcements are fully upgraded. It's like Dragon is back here as well. So as soon as Dragon finishes repairing, they will be back to full strength.
Battle debris secured.
We got a debris and a Jagan. Gave us nothing. There are several more debris still in the Jagan. 5.
Fleet action underway.
Fortress Legionnaires have moved into Robalis and engaged the fleets here. The fleets aren't very strong, neither is the base, so Fortress Legionnaires should handle this fairly well. Zarklin Pilgrim reinforcements are fully repaired. They will push on to Escomia. I just saw 4 battleships get destroyed. Dragon is now fully repaired.
Fleet action underway.
Strike Force Griffin has engaged some transport fleets here. They are moving in 300k worth of fleets. Screw the repairs. We are putting this fleet in here as well. And we want them to absorb the majority of the damage, so we'll move them to Hinckley's Hope. They're moving even more in. So now that Dragon is repaired, let us also redirect Dragon down here. We want to dissuade them from attacking us. Because we only have to kind of stall for a little bit longer to be able to conquer all of the planets that belong to the Veterisians, and will no longer be at war with the Adnoran. Looks like the fleets are already gone from this system. Bastion Devils are fully repaired. We will send them down to Lindula as well. Oh wait, they're making a push over here. They're going back to the Astora system. So we will have Bastion Devils head toward Astora. Perhaps we can catch some of these fleets. Now, altogether, they're greater than me. know what? Let's relocate the Manticore Stormlords down here as well. And the Delta Corsairs are already in the area. So yeah, let's keep the Manticore Stormlords where they are. I've got enough fleets over there. We will just have these two meet up and strike their forces. Bastion Devils and Delta Corsairs will move there. They'll be together in 3 months, and then we can push as a group to try and smash these fleets.
Battle debris secured.
Small fleet popped up here. It's not going to survive very long if it doesn't flee. We have finished the debris in the Siga system. So now we should be moving on to Lindula, and more than likely there's going to be more debris in here. 300k worth of fleets are about to come in. Griffin is there. I'm still a month out with Kappa. Griffin's going to take some heavy losses.
Engaging enemy station.
Zarklin's Pilgrim's reinforcements have made it in here. Fortress Legionnaires just have an orbital ring left to flip here in Robalis. And Strike Force Griffin has ended up engaging the first wave that came in. Dragon will actually get there before Kappa.
Construction complete.
Our observation post above Himtares Prime has detected an illegal settlement on the planet's surface. It appears to be some kind of outpost set up by human smugglers and other criminal elements from the Commonwealth of Man. There have already been isolated incidents where the smugglers came into contact with the native pre-FTLs, some of which ended in violence. We need to act quickly to contain this situation and remove the criminals before they can cause any more damage. Now that's further going to create a violation of the Non-Interference Act. We need to clear them out, so we have to raid the smugglers' base. Griffin Services paid dividends, 500 energy credits. And Governor Vladislav Markov is corrupt. That's unfortunate. Who was he? What was he in charge of? The Acropolis sector. So we're going to need a new governor for Acropolis. We'll get the adaptable one. It's the youngest one, and also will gain experience and get caught up faster. Dittram Starbase has finished its construction queue. It should now be fully up and running as a shipyard. Now, in order to do this raid, we need a transport ship. Now, I have transports over here on this planet. So the first thing we're going to need to do is jump out of here. But that's going to take a month. So in 1 month, we'll be able to jump out of here and then begin our transport over to Himtaris. It'll take a while.
New species variant available.
Converted a handful of young Furbanites I had churned out into actual Furbanites.
Fleet action underway.
Fortress Legionnaires lost a couple of destroyers, but eliminated several fleets. Mostly civilians and transports. And they ended up flipping the Rebellious system. So we will hold here for repairs. And rather than jumping out the first army, we are going to use that gateway. It'll take us a little over 3 months to get to Himtaris. If we jumped out, the reduction in speed would make it take longer, actually. Now we had a fleet action begin. That would be Manticore Stormlords engaging the one fleet that popped up over here, or two fleets that popped up over here in Bombala.
Battle debris secured.
We got nothing for the debris in Trappist. One more debris left there, then we will redirect to Bombala before we head back. And we took no damage destroying that vessel. A few more have popped up. We have completed the Mega Art installation site in the Mira system. I am now relocating this constructor over to where we're going to build the quantum catapult in Zipper. Construction site station serves as the base for future construction of a Mega Art installation. There's absolutely no flavor text for the next part, but we'll go ahead and get started on it. Federation League is in a non-aggression pact with the Econo organism. Strike Force Griffin is being overwhelmed a little bit here, but their reinforcements are en route, should be there in a month. And there they are. Captain Devils is fully repaired. They're going to retake Astora here, so we're send the Kappa Devils down as well to hide them, to meet up with the Delta Corsairs and try and push for these fleets.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
Lindula Station was flipped. We'll get it back. We have fleets in the area now. Looks like just Griffin is involved in the combat still. Our science vessel was flipped because this is no longer our system. It might be wise to go ahead and jump out and return to assisting research until this area is secured. Bid Gabe was purged of all forms of life. We have one colony left in this system, and then the Holy Sildoran League will be non-existent.
Science ship lost with all hands.
Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Them getting popped because the station flipped, they immediately got shot down. So we lost a science vessel. We're going to need a new one for Nova Antioch.
Fleet action underway.
Alright, Strike Force Griffin ended up fleeing. But now that we have the Kappa privateers here, we have them outmatched. Zarklin's reinforcements flip the Escomia system. We will pull back to Limsa for repairs. Strike Force Griffin only lost 8 ships before they fled. They lost battleships and didn't take any with them, but they probably weakened the battleships enough that Kappa Privateers and Strike Force Dragon can do some damage. Now, we did lose destroyers, cruisers, and battleships, which I do not have as reinforcements. I only have surplus corvettes.
Battle debris secured. A new world has been secured for our colonists.
We got almost 2,000 alloys in the Terramzal system. That was the final debris there, so this ship is returning to new light. And Legacy Industries has been established in the Sillage system. And unfortunately, we have a politician here. Now, they're going to become unemployed because we're about to lose that commercial forum. Let's go ahead and demolish those surplus residences. We will downgrade this Hall of Judgment. And replace one of these hydroponics with a clone vat. Now we are going to need to move people over here to decline. And right now I will pull somebody from one of the surplus Queptilium from one of my new colonies. Yeah, we'll pull them from the archives. Manticore Stormlords took no damage, destroying the other fleet that showed up here. We have completed an orbital ring in the Haraztan system. That would be over Nova Babylon. And we are now on our way to enter orbit of St. Caspar. Great Heron Hierarchy was given association status with the Allied Independent Systems. We pushed them out of Lindula. Kappa Privateers suffered some heavy losses, so did Strike Force Dragon. 5 more corvettes can be pulled out of the reinforcements. We did some heavy damage to them as well. Now, we did lose 1 cruiser in Kappa Privateers. Go ahead and pull out those 5 corvettes to reinforce Dragon. Bastion Devils are almost here. They and Delta can push in to take on these fleets. And then Kappa Devils will join up with them to help them crush the last one. But we are going to lose these outposts. They flip fairly quickly. Dragon is missing 3 destroyers and 3 frigates as well.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Estora fell as soon as it got enemy contact.
Spaceport reports enemy contact. Spaceport lost to enemy action.
Izar fell fairly quickly as well.
Battle debris secured.
Got another 2,000 alloys in the Jagan system. Almost makes up for the nothing we got for some of these. There's still 4 more. Felna has been terraformed into a continental world. We can begin the colonization of it. And it will end up being the capital of this sector. When we get Octurus, our Crick will be bundled into this sector. Great Huron Hierarchy has ended their association status with the Allied Independent Systems. Zarkland Pilgrim's reinforcements have been repaired. We're going to end up sweeping this world. Too many population on it. But we can park Zarkland Pilgrims in here to watch for any troop transports or fleets that pop up. We're going to go ahead and downgrade Uskomia. So we are significantly over our starbase capacity right now. All of our fleets are in position here. Their fleets currently have no orders, so we are going to engage them. The Delta Corsairs Enclave paid dividends, a little bit of research with their energy credits. Osiris Colonies has been integrated into our empire. So that will give us control of Osiris. We got some synthetics we're getting rid of. There are no humans currently here. And we do have some unemployment. Well, we can fix that. Now there are at least clerks, and all these surplus are servants. And this is something I'll have to go through during my maintenance cycle because we picked up a lot more surplus species to offload. These Latrepians are obviously battle thralls. Interstellar Picarian built a gateway. And now we need to integrate another vassal. Now that also freed up some troops that were serving as... Oh, we've got a bunch of troops here. Oh, these are all their troops, I think, that need to be upgraded. Yeah, it looks like they're all Ganlerov and Latrepians. We will just disband these. Yeah, we do have... There, go ahead and embark them. We do have a few of our own troops here that were serving as a garrison. For now, we will land them on Hinckley's Hope, since it seems to be being assaulted. I'm not able to order them to land just yet. It's going to take about 65 influence to renegotiate the deal with the Miravandium Imperium to integrate them. We might be able to get Brienne and Stellar Nation cheaper for like 50 something. But it'll be another 3 months before I bother renegotiating. I don't have enough influence. We sold an oxen litter slave on the slave market. That should be Doran, I believe. I believe it's Farine, Ignerval, Oxenlitter, Praku is the way I have my hotkeys set up. This list not being in any particular order is a little bit annoying. There, we got another one queued up. I still wish I could just go to the planet and sell slaves from the planet. It would be a lot more efficient than going through that list, as laggy as that list is. We have been chosen as a part of the council again, with the hierarchy of Moffith and the interstellar Precarians, both of which together are about half of our political weight. That means we are going to start having a lot more weight to throw around to get some things taken care of. At Norum Imperium made peace with the Veteresians. They have become independent, and the Veteresian revoked all claims. Now, does that mean that they are no longer in the war with us? It does. So that clears up a little bit of the fighting we're going to have to do. We're still at war with the Gudgan and the Holy Sildorans. But I can relocate some of our fleets. For now, let's send these back to repair. And I did renew the contract for 2 of my fleets. I believe it was the Kappa Devils and the Delta Corsairs. I still haven't created a sector over here. I'm not sure where I was going to make it. I might as well just make it in Marinette. You're available. I knew I had one available because I got rid of the Jotunheim sector. Now that I have the Osiris colonies, I was able to include Jotunheim in the Ganlarif sector. I also had to drop a couple of star bases we had, and I'm in the process of shifting this over to a shipyard. It will be Hippogriff's location, and the fleets that they had I'd broken up into reinforcements.
Battle debris secured.
We got 10 more alloys in the TRAPPIST system. So we are actually done there. We're going to head over to Bombala to scavenge those projects before we return to Lockney. Fortress Legionnaires are fully repaired. They are currently occupying Robelius until I can get the Palpatine over here. At Norum Imperium laid claim to the Caspadine system. And our fleets have moved into position to begin raiding this smuggler base. Let's see how this goes.
Hellpod launch initiated.
Tagging map, north, 100 meters.
Deploying support weapon. Sending down equipment package.
Cyborg humans, go figure. I really need to remove them from my empire.
Bounce up! Freedom never sleeps!
No, that's not a new ground combat system for Stellaris. That was a clip from Helldivers 2. I just couldn't resist. Although that does remind me of an old game from like the late 80s, 90s called Birthright Gorgon's Alliance. It was a strategy game that included real-time combat, similar to this when it was turn-based, but real-time combat. But it also had an aspect where you could send your regent and several of your lieutenants on adventures that became FPS. And nobody has ever revisited that, though that was a pretty good concept, although the execution at the time was rather poor because the FPS graphics and interface quality was relatively weak. But it was a fun game, I remember. And it had a pretty good strategy system to it. But yeah, there's a lot of times I've thought, wouldn't it be nice if they basically linked up several games where when you did a particular thing in a game, it would move you to another, kind of like the way Spore did with several little games built in, but better quality. Anyway.
Ships refitted.
They've also claimed the Beryllian system and the Detheris system. And the Delcor system. Boy, they're just throwing out claims. Dragon reinforcements have been fully upgraded. Our observation post over Lyra 3 has detected an illegal settlement on the planet's surface. Another smuggler outpost. Well, we have another transport fleet over here. Lyra 3. There it is. We will send this fleet over here to deal with this project. It would take them 2 months to get there. We're having a lot of smugglers pop up in our primitive civilizations. We still have 3 more ships to upgrade here in the second reinforcement fleet. I believe Dragon's on its way back anyway, so we'll just hold there until Dragon gets there in 2 weeks. We've established Grimestone. It's an astro mining colony. And unfortunately, we have 1 unemployed parahuman here because of the holding. We'll go ahead and get started on a clone vat. And we're going to need to move a population over here to decline. One of the newer colonies I picked up does have surplus in the Osiris colonies. Yeah, we'll pull a Ganlerov from Osiris over here. We've also established Brightfall Station which will be a refinery, because it was originally going to be a garrison world or a military world, but I realized it has gas extraction on it, so I decided to make it a refinery. We will also get started on... Actually, we'll keep the gene clinics for now. We'll get started on a clone vat here. And then shift this over to be the gas extraction well. And likewise, we have an unemployed human because of the holding. And we will also pull a Gandler over here. That should help reduce the crime on the Osiris colonies. We should be able to renegotiate a deal now. Let me check my agreements real quick. Yeah, United Latrepians and Tendra Zun are both really bad on loyalty. Miravandia is starting to decline. But we want to get rid of some of our smaller ones, like the Briannan Stellar Nation. So we can get them down to 51. And when they agree, we can start the integration. We sold an Ichner Vol from Flaxington. There's only 2 left to offload on Flaxington. And we already had all 3 on sale. Okay. So that was a waste of time. I had forgotten I had already queued up all of them to be sold. Dragon has made it back. These fully upgraded reinforcements can join them. That leaves 1 destroyer and 3 frigates. And they will be fully reinforced again. Bugden was swept. Trappist is now fully under my control. And I can begin. We have 1 Ecumenopolis we can colonize. We will call this world Sildar, since it was the home world of the Sildarans. Glugash we will begin terraforming. Harmony is a good name for this one. And this is a research station. And this will be Nemo Station. Alright, so now the Palpatine will move to Bombala. There are 2 worlds here to bathe. And then we will need to move on to Robalius. I also do need to get the debris over there. The Wayfarer will work. And we actually do need to start with the outlying areas and then come back here before returning to Nagrama. We could actually take the Asperity as well. To make this a little quicker. We also have some debris down here that we need to deal with. So let's just mobilize our fleets from here. I did get that new science vessel. It was now the Crescent to replace the one that got destroyed over here. We do still have a handful we're doing from the Tendra Zun War up here in Ajagan. Which reminds me, what are the Tendra Zun currently doing? Doesn't appear anybody's dealing with the Gudgans. Yeah, that doesn't appear to be that they are participating in this war, actually.
Battle debris secured.
We got another debris in a Jagan for nothing. There were 3 more there. Citizens Alliance of Orc and Fung is in a research agreement with the Star Realm of Shar. Rishethian State built a gateway.
Ships refitted.
The other Dragon reinforcement fleet is refitted. Now Dragon is back to full strength. It doesn't... I was about to say it doesn't appear they're agreeing to the thing before the end of the quarter, but they did agree. So we can begin integration. It would take 3 years.
Construction complete.
Kappa privateers paid us minerals and food in addition to energy credits. Bastion Devils the same. And Gandler of Station has finished its construction queue. It was building an orbital anchorage, I believe. We sold a Farine on Dawnlight, I believe it was. Went ahead and put the last 3 for Dawnlight on the market just so I can be done with posting them for slaves there. A Norum Imperium will guarantee the independence of the Vidurisian League. That's funny. They just rebelled against the Vidurisians and are now guaranteeing their independence. They're not long for this world. United Miravandium Imperium broke their commercial pact with us. That hurts them more than me. And we're actually looking like we're bleeding more energy credits than we actually are. We should complete the situation over here in Himtaris soon. As a matter of fact, it looked like it never actually started. That's unfortunate. United Nations of Earth has completed a mega art installation. Verzak paid us a small amount of energy credits, food, and minerals. And a small amount of energy credits from the Fortress Banner, which is a new enclave we have picked up here in Brigaffa. So as soon as we get control of the Fortress Banner fleet, we will be moving Hippogriff elsewhere. We completed an orbital ring in the Sim system. That would be the one around Adavarish. We'll go ahead and get started on our first habitation module here. Because Adavarish is currently at its cap. Delta Corsairs have been repaired. United Miravandium Imperium recalled their embassy from us. Yeah, they are going to have to be the next one we integrate.
Battle debris secured.
We got a debris in Lindula for nothing. Four more debris there. United Miravandium Imperium claimed the Zoblar system. Well, I can see that. It borders on their capital.
Ships refitted.
Kraken reinforcements have been fully upgraded. Now Kraken is missing pretty much its Titans. And battleships, I believe. Yeah, 10 battleships. Hierarchy of Moffith is no longer a valid rival for our empire. And as I stated before, we're running out of potential rivals. There's one inferior, which is already a rival. There's another inferior, which is already a rival. That's it. There is no one else we can declare as a rival. Not unless somebody grows in strength, which is unlikely to happen as fast as we are growing in strength. United Mirvanium Imperium laid claim to Poligar. I believe that was originally theirs and we took it away from them anyway. Or we raced them to it, that's right. Griffin has now been fully repaired.
Special project complete.
In a lightning raid, our ground forces stormed the smuggler outpost on Lyrae 3. After a brief firefight, the surviving criminals were arrested and transported into orbit. The empty building was then vaporized by demolition charges. Cultural contamination is believed to have been minimal, and our forces also confiscated a large amount of illegal contraband. Large amount is relative. 2,000 energy and 2,000 minerals is a drop in the bucket to me. The profits from this seizure have been added to our treasury.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
We got 41 alloys in the Bombala system. Three more debris there. And we have completed the Interstellar Assembly, a meeting place for galactic powers, increasing immigration attraction and global opinion of us. So we will be able to build an interstellar assembly when we finish a project. We'll go ahead and get the ancient target scrambler out of the way, since we do have an Archaeo Studies in here. It'll only take a year.
Battle debris secured.
Got another debris in a Jagan for nothing. I think there's two more debris there. Kappa privateers are fully repaired.
Special project complete.
And we took care of the smuggler outposts on Himtari's Prime. Now I can take both of these armies and merge them. I can remember where I sent the other one. Ah, Lyrae. What we'll do is just select both. Send them to Ontak Rom. And have them merge. Sarkman's Pilgrims picked up another Berserker from somewhere. I'll just disband that.
Battle debris secured.
Once again, we're considered in breach of galactic law because of our interference in the natural development of the Sirgog civilization. $5,000 fine. That is due to events beyond our control, but so be it. Asher Station has completed its habitation module. We have founded Pinnacle. And unfortunately, we're going to have a merchant who's going to need to be swapped over. And we have no species here to decline currently. However, I believe Osiris has a few robots. We might be able to transfer one over. But I will deal with this planet during my maintenance cycle. And we got 85 alloys in the Nemesis system. Now we have a little over a year before they declare war on us. With any luck, they will actually invite, now that they are independent, the Ad Norum Imperium into the Federation because they have association status with them. If they do, they will inherit the truce and not be able to attack us for another 10 years and give me a little bit more time to finish developing and dealing with planets I am assimilating and things like that. But it has been another 5 years. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.